Sup peeps, my name's Ian. I sell books on eBay and it's far too early in the morning to be doing this, but I need to get everything packed up and off to Royal Mail by 10 o'clock because I've got a few big orders that just don't fit in the parcel box. I can't drop them later. I want to get them done nice and early. 17 orders going out today, which is much better than it has been. It's been slowly increasing over the last 2-3 days. The last 24 hours have been quite good, above average, and even above what my daily target is. But that means for the next 3 days, it's going to go like that. Couple of slow days, and then it will come up again. Looking at the chart for the last 3 months, that's exactly what it looks like all along. Good day, decline, poor days, back up, and just so on and so forth. That's all that happens. Anyway, let's get these orders looked at, and then I'll see what I'm doing for the rest of the day. So first up, we have a bundle of 5. Lots of bundles today. Michael Connolly paperbacks, and they went for $12.99. So loads of bread and butter heading out, which is good because I've picked up a whole load of bread and butter, and it means I can not pick up any more but get stuff listed. Next, we've got a pre-made bundle of Vince Flynn paperbacks. So I do have a listing for Vince Flynn, but I'd picked these 4 up at the same time. They were all in really good unread condition, so just listed them one go, $9.99 for the 4 of those. Next, another pre-made bundle. So it's good to see these moving. We've got 5 Ian Rankin hardcovers, and the 5 of those went for $16.99. So these don't sell brilliantly as part of the Rankin listing, so I separated them out, and that seems to be working. Next, we've got another bundle, and another bread and butter. Love to sell them. They love to sell 5 Dilly Court paperbacks. So women's fiction is really selling really well since I've started listing lots of it. So the 5 of them, $12.99. I am discovering with Dilly, similar to Martina Cole and some others, that she writes quite big books, so that's going to be right on the edge of the 2 kilos, hopefully under, but you just never know until I pack them and weigh them. But I'm hoping it's under the 2 kilos. And then another bundle of the usuals, this time Mr. Grisham. 4 John Grisham paperbacks, $12.99. So lots of sales round about the right price point for what I like to do, including the next one, which is a single book. I just picked this up the other day. This was out of the World of Books Did Not Collect, so I got them for free bundle, and that went for £15. So the Comprehensive Veterinary Dictionary by Saunders, 4th edition, 15 quid for that little beastie there, and it is a beast indeed. So another nice one. Right, a 2-book bundle. Leslie Pierce, Woman in the Woods and Deception, £9.89. And then another single book. So it's big on the TV at the moment. Everyone was watching the first season on Disney. I haven't watched it myself because I cancelled Disney. Couldn't be bothered paying for everything all the time. But Gaijin, James Clavell, so I think that's the 2nd book in the Shogun saga. Is it the 2nd book? Sorry, the 3rd book. Shogun, Taipan, Gaijin, King Rat, Noble House and Whirlwind. So yep, Gaijin, that one has gone for £7.94. So lots of good sales today actually, including this one, another single book, Richard Osman, The Last Devil to Die. So that's the new one, signed copy, so that was quite nice to find, and that went for 20 quid. So it's new, it's signed, it's bouncing all around. Another 2 Leslie Pierce books. I thought these were going to the same buyer, and somebody just kind of mixed up what they're doing with the basket, but no, a different buyer, and this time we've got Georgia and Faith, £10.94, because I charge a wee bit more for the hardcovers, because invariably they cost more to post. Right, another bread and butter bundle, and this time it's Davy B, David Baldacci, when I've got lots of these, I sell lots of these. When I don't have many of these, I don't sell any of these. So get lots of these and you'll sell lots of these. David Baldacci, 5 paperbacks, £12.99. Another one that's going to be right in the edge of the 2 kilos. So I'm hoping a lot of these are below the 2 kilos. Otherwise, postage is going to be through the roof today because we've got some big bundles. Another single book on its own. Had this for ages. The Rig by Roger Levy. Levy. I'll let you make up your own mind. Again, never read, as new condition. Had it listed for donkeys. That went for £6.84. And next, big bundle. This is one of the ones that I will need to get to the delivery office because it won't fit in the parcel box. And it's 6, yes, count them, 6 Philippa Gregory hardcovers. So I don't know if it's consecutive in the series, but we've got The Red Queen and the White Queen, Lady of the Rivers, Kingmaker's Daughter, 3 Sisters, 3 Queens, and The Taming of the Queen. So with most of the hardcovers, these don't sell very often, but when they do, it's not a bad price. £19.99 for the 6 of those. So even though it's going to cost me £6 to get them posted, it's still not a bad wee sale. As is this next one, which is 5 Stephen King paperbacks, £14.94. So it's still a good price somebody's getting. All really good condition, all fairly modern editions, including obviously Fairy Tales, a new book, but Carrie, a new edition of it, and the rest are all pretty new books, but £14.94 for the 5 of those. And then, rattling through these this morning, 2 Patricia Cornwell. These don't sell well at all. I've stopped picking up Patricia Cornwell because they just never ever sell, apart from today, and we got £8.84 for the 2 of those. And 2 orders to go, I believe. And we've got another bundle of Stephen King. So there you go, another 5 Stephen Kings. What's it? The Institute, Dead Zone, Dr. Sleep, Dreamcatcher, and Billy Summers. And the 5 of them went for £15.74. So a wee bit more than the other bundle because one of them's a first edition Nelly. Final order. It's not a book. It's a PS4 game. All the bags of stuff that I got the other day, where it was just like, just take all the bags, pay the money, see what's in them, save everybody unpacking them. And there was a couple of Blu-ray discs which aren't worth much, and this one PS4 game that was still sealed at the bottom of one of the bags, and that's gone for £9.99. So I've got to pay my VAT and that and the rest of it, but still a nice wee sale to top off the day. And that's all the sales I've got to show you. I've got some other bits and pieces to do, so I may come back and record a wee bit later on. I'm back. Two more orders going out. They came in before 11 o'clock, so I'll drop these off later on when I'm out and about. But nothing crazy. Child Possessed by, was it David St. Clair? So this is a true story. The town is real, the people are real, the events are real, and what happened to Mary Roth and Lurency Venom was very real indeed. I don't think even the names are real, to be perfectly honest. But Mary Roth was a gentle, unassuming 19-year-old girl, and she died suddenly in the morning of July the 5th, 1865. Yeah, it's one of those books. It'll be a bit of fun for somebody to read. Sold for £3 because this idiot forgot to turn the postage on it. So sold for £3. It's going to cost me about £3 to post it, and it's sold in promoted listings. So I'm getting about £2, and it's going to cost me £3 to post it. I'll get a wee bit of that back in VAT, but I thought I'd fixed all of that. So yeah, another one out where I'm going to spend money to send somebody a book. Bit irritating, but next one makes up for it. I just got this the other day, listed it yesterday, and it sold this morning for £10. So How Not to Age by Dr. Michael Greger. His name is Michael Greger. £10 including postage. A quick easy flip. So if I look at the 2 of them, £13 for 2 books. but it's £7 to post it, so I'm going to make about £6 on 2 books. One, then I've got to take off my eBay fees, and you know how it works. Anyway, let's see, not a huge add-on to what I'd already shown you, but a couple more orders going out. Today is going slow again. We're back to 1 o'clock with very little in the pot. We just need to see how it goes. Got a week to the end of the month, so this is always the crucial week. You need to get the bills paid and all these bits and pieces. But I went out when I went to Royal Mail earlier on. I took a wee dive in and had a nosy to see if there was anything worth picking up at the local shop. Just trying to stay focused on the stuff that I know is quick sellers and has a reasonable bit of value. So I picked up, I don't know, a couple of dozen kind of bread and butter books. So nothing insane. But I did get some to add to my collection. So I got a copy of Every Dead Thing. It's not a first edition, it's a second print. It's a wee bit bashed and bruised, but I've never seen a hardback of Every Dead Thing before. So this is John Connolly's first book. So I think that's me got the first 3 now. Every Dead Thing, Dark Hollow and The White Road, and they shall continue from there. I also picked up a copy of Pompeii for my Robert Harris slot. Now I've already got Pompeii, but I found a wee signed copy. Not even looked at it yet. Yeah, there we go. A proper signed copy of Pompeii by Robert Harris. Is it a first? And it's a first print as well, so that's nice. So I've taken out my previous copy and I'm adding in the signed copy. So a wee upgrade in the collection there, which is quite nice. So that can go in the pile. And also, from Zen, who I went to visit over the weekend, he had a couple of Terry Pratchett first prints. I think they're first prints. Pretty sure they were first prints when we were speaking. Yeah, first print, 2015, first print, The Shepherd's Crown and Dragons at Crumbling Castle, which is just like short stories and old stories and all sorts of things. Again, a wee first print on that one. So 2 more to add to the Pratchett line. Thank you very much, Zen. So these are slowly building up to a bit of a collection. I did get my Stephen King Misery the other day, which I paid for. Don't like paying for things, but I did. So I've got that. And do you know what? I've been missing Game of Thrones. Not a TV programme. It was alright, but the books. But I didn't know what to read to try and find something similar. I'm not a huge fantasy fan. A wee bit of science fiction, depending on the author, like Ian Banks with an M in the middle. I really like his sci-fi stuff. I've read Dune quite recently and quite enjoyed it. It was a good book. I've tried a few other bits and pieces, and they're okay. They don't like go, oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm not into sci-fi and fantasy that way. Tolkien, I read The Hobbit when I was like 12 and quite enjoyed it. Tried reading Lord of the Rings and thought it was mince, so apologies to everybody out there, but it's just way long and drawn out. I know it's one of these books that you're meant to say, oh, it's wonderful, it's fantastic, but it ain't, man. It's just a drag. And why didn't the big eagle just fly the ring there in the first place? Could have done it in a chapter, mate, you know what I mean? Anyway, that aside, I'm not a huge fantasy fan, but really enjoyed Game of Thrones and have been looking for something that is similar. So having watched a few booktube individuals trying to do a wee bit of a dig around, it would appear that Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire would be classified as grim dark fantasy. Hadn't really heard of that before, but grim dark, so whatever the hell that actually means. So I did a little wee bit of dig. Who's a grim dark author? See if I had any on the shelves, and I did. So it came up with Joe Abercrombie, who's even got George Martin in the back saying Joe Abercrombie is doing some terrific work. That's not how he speaks, but that's what I'm saying he speaks. So yeah, I had some Joe Abercrombie, but not the ones that were getting shouted about. So I went on to Amazon. I bought stuff from Amazon. I'm disappointed in myself, but it had to be done. And I picked up A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. So I am going to give that a shot. This is the one I've been told is the best of what he's got, and it's the first in a trilogy, so hopefully it'll be good, and that gave you another couple of books to read whilst George finishes the next Song of Ice and Fire book, which was rumoured to be this year, but then it was rumoured to be last year and the year before and the year before and the year before and the year before. Yeah, going all the way back to like 2010 when the last one came out. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go. Anybody read this? Any opinions? Is it any good? Is it Martin-esque? Is it just violent? Let me know. If anyone's read it, let me know. But I'm going to give that one a wee try and see how it goes. And whilst I was on, I thought I can't buy just that one book. That doesn't feel right, spending money on just one book. So I went through my list and my basket, all the ones that I see and I go, oh, I want to read that. I'm going to keep my eyes out for it and see if I see it when I'm just doing my usual pickups. I make sure I keep a copy for myself. And I've never found it, so I added it to my basket as well. Lonesome Dove. Larry McMurtry. Larry McMurtry, Lonesome Dove. So I've been hearing great things about this for a long time, and have meant to get it many times, but then let's say the last year or so, it's like, well, that's one I've got my eye out for, and a few others as well, but that's one I've got my eye out for. I've just never seen it, so I thought, right, I'll just grab that from Amazon as well. So I've got that to read too. So I don't know which order I'll read these in. I'm just battering through the stand at the moment. You know, to the Stephen King books I've never read. So huge Stephen King fan back in the day, and then had a hiatus from his works for many years. I've been reading some of his more recent bits and bobs. I think I kind of jumped back in with maybe The Institute. Was it The Institute or no, Outsider? I jumped back in at Outsider, and I've been picking him up since, but I've got a big chunk in between that I've never really got to. Whether I read Desperation, Hearts in Atlantis, Insomnia, The Tommy Knocker, so I don't know, round about then. So a good maybe 14-15 years worth of Stephen King that I need to catch up on, and a couple of the older ones like The Stand. I've never read The Stand. I've never read Salem's Lot, so that's two that I'm getting through as well. So I'm going to finish The Stand and then dive into one of these. I don't know which. We shall see. But also, when I was out and about today, I saw this one, the 5th season, N.K. Jemisin. Now, I've had it and sold it before, but when I was trying to find a Martin replacement, this is a book that came up in a lot of people's top lists. Again, it's the start of a series. I don't know if it's a trilogy or what it is. So I think it's more kind of that epic fantasy type thing. So The Broken Earth, book 1. Yeah, according to this, there's at least 2. So I don't know if this is more traditional fantasy and it will just annoy me and I'll have to throw it out the door, or whether it's something that I might enjoy. But I thought, right, I'm going to stick that aside, and if I get through these other ones, I'll maybe give it a wee read as well. I do have a stack, about 7-8 foot tall, of books for me to read. They sit there for so long and then I give up and get rid of them. But yeah, that's been added to that stack, so we'll see how that one goes. Speaking of that, Three Body Problem just arrived on Netflix. Watched about the first half of it already. Seems very good. I had the 3 of those books as well. Is it Three Body Problem, Dark Forest, and something else? And sat for ages. Didn't think I was ever going to get around to reading them, so I sold them on eBay, because that's what I do. Now that I've watched that, I really want to read them, so I need to keep my eyes peeled for them and see if I can pick them up again. And I think when I got them first time round, certainly the first book I bought that as a new book for myself to read, but then it sat for 2 or 3 years, so off it went. Anywho, enough of that nonsense. That's what I'm up to. I've got these 2 tomes to get packed up. I'll drop them off at the post box later on, I've got a bit more. I've done some listing this morning. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 15, I maybe listed about 70 or 80 books. Not a huge chunk, but a few quid onto it. I've got some bread and butter bits and pieces that I'm going to work through on those listings now, which is the quickest way to do it. That is my preferred option. But I have been making some of these bundles as well because a few of them are selling. I want to try a few different ones, see what sells well and regularly, and then I'll make more of those types of bundles, and the rest I'll stop. Yeah, so I'm going to batter through some more of those listings, hopefully get some interesting stuff up on the old eBay to see if anyone wants to buy it. Then I need to go and organise. There's a book, right, and I can't find it. I've got a listing for it. I know I've got it. I remember listing it not that long ago because it had a bit of a different cover, and I can't find it, and it's driving me mad. So if I can't find it when I'm sorting through stuff, when I'm putting away the stuff that I've listed this afternoon, I'll need to take the listing down. It's not a valuable book or anything. It just was. It's I can't remember the author's name. Linda LaPlante, and she had her TV program, and then somebody wrote a book of one of her TV programs. Does that make sense? So it's Linda LaPlante's something, but it's by someone else. So instead of it being in my Linda LaPlante pile, I think I've filed it under the by someone else, and for the life of me right now I can't remember the name. So I need to go and find it, and it's just annoying me. You know, if there's one you can't find, there'll be two, and then there's three, then there's four. So I need to do that, and it's a bit of a stock take time of year anyway. So I need to do a wee count on everything I've got, update the books, make sure everything's as it should be. But yeah, that's annoying me. But anyway, I'll go and find that. It'll be sitting right in the first place that I looked, and I'll have scanned right past it. They always are. So yes, indeed. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Go and get on with some bits and bobs. I'll let you guys do the same. See ya. Love ya. Bye.